Hello, my name is Michael Roble. I have spent 30 years in the industry working for every business unit from municipal to steel mills to oil and gas, and these videos are my way to show people of various levels how to use Revit and even toss in lessons learned from projects over the years. With that said, let's get to it. In this video, I'm going to talk about structural foundations. In Revit, structural foundations are system families, which means they can't be loaded into a project the same way a standalone RFA family can. Instead, any additional footing types must be brought in using the Transfer Project Standards tool, pulling them from a container project that already contains the foundation types that you need. We're going to start with isolated footings. Isolated footings, also called pad footings, are individual concrete blocks placed underneath of columns to transfer loads into the ground. They're perfect for low-rise buildings, sheds, pavilions, anywhere you need point load support. To use the isolated footings tool in Revit, you go to the Structure tab, you can go to the Foundation panel, and right up here you'll have the isolated footing. Now you can manually place these, or you can use the ability to put them at all columns. So as you can see, I've got these pier columns in here. If I can click on at columns, I can set this for what level I want it to be at. The bottom of these columns are set for -5 feet. Now you can also create a plan view at -5 feet and put them on there, and you won't have to do this step. But I'm going to do them in 3D so you can watch it go. I'm going to set it for -5, and if I can just do a cross grab on these and then I hit finish, it will place individual isolated footings underneath each column. At this point here, you have the ability to change how big each one of these is. If you dig into these types, you'll see that they're set. They're named appropriately: 48, 48, 12 inches. So if you go here to edit type, you'll see that the width and the length are both 4 feet and it is 1 foot thick. You can make a size for any depth, any size that you need. Wall foundations are also called strip footings. They are continuous concrete elements placed beneath the structural or load-bearing walls to transfer the loads into the ground. To use the wall foundation tool, you go to the Structure tab, the Foundation panel, and this middle icon here is the wall foundation. If you click on this, you can just work your way around the structure and click on each wall and it will apply them to the bottom. So if you click on this footing, you'll see over here the type is called bearing footing 36 inch by 12 inch. It's 12 inches deep, it's 3 foot 36 inches wide, and they're centered. The difference here is we also have a retaining, and I'll get into that one in a little bit. But that's how these here operate. Go to your type properties, there's your width, there's your thickness right here. And this here, if the wall actually ended, this 1 foot here means that the strip footing will go 1 foot beyond the end of the wall on one side or both, depending on how the wall's positioned. So down here we have a retaining wall. So if I go to the wall tool and I select this, it's going to come in as a bearing footing. If we switch this to a retaining, it's going to say 24 inch by 12 inch by 12 inch deep. So if I click on this, and if you look at it, you can see it'll give you 1 foot here and it gives you 2 foot here. And if that's not the right way, you can always click on here. If you go to your plan view, if you click on it, you'll have the ability to flip it. So you can put the toe on one side and the heel on the other side if you need to. So the last option that we have in here for foundations is the slab. Over the years, I've pretty much heard a pretty broad consensus that is just not used. And the reason why is if you were to go to the floor here, this one over here is done with a floor. If you go to edit type and you hit edit under structure, and if you go all the way to the right, you see how you have a toggle here for variable. This enables us to put sloping on the floor. So you can have sumps and you can slope however, for drainage. You can do all that stuff. You can't with a slab. If you were to go here to the slab, this is a foundation slab, you hit edit type, you go to edit, you do not have the ability. Now where this does come in, I could see a little use for it, is if I was to change this to a different view template. You can organize it so that all your foundations show up hidden and this looks like this. But if you were to put like a floor in here, like a sump, the sump foundation will turn hidden also. You start introducing other presentation issues. It's just become a pretty widely known, just use a floor for that. But that all depends on your company's scope, output, level of detail, that sort of thing. The problem arises with them also is if you were to use a slab and then you decide later you want to go to a floor, you have to delete that floor. You can't convert it. And when you delete it, then you start losing dimensions. You lose spot elevations. You lose any kind of joins that you had, anything like that. So it's almost like you're restarting that floor. And that is how you add foundations in Revit. Thank you for watching my video. Be sure to like and subscribe. There'll be a lot more videos coming.